Carter-era environmentalism wind up feeding into the Brave Little Toaster in conception?
Well, I had nothing to do with the film, the content of the film, so I don't know. You'd have to ask Joe and Jerry and then maybe Thomas Fish, who wrote the novelette that it's based on. But I doubt it. We could check and see when was that written. But it could have been written right around that time.
Could you tell me a bit about your experience working on it?
The Brave Little Toaster?
Yep.
Sure. I think it was, it might have been Chris Cassidy. Chris Cassidy had a little studio called Roto Effects of America. And he's a really great guy if you want to look for people for your podcast who are not well known, but, you know, he worked on Star Wars and Tron, and so, you know, he's a really good guy. And I think he recommended me for it. I was new, I fairly recently arrived in Hollywood. I worked in Virginia, and then when I felt like I wasn't getting any, I was kind of just doing the same thing. And I think if I'm going to progress at all, I'm going to have to move to either New York or LA. So LA is where the animation industry was. So I moved out there, and I think Mark Dindal was scheduled to do special effects. But Mark Dindal, you're probably familiar with the name, directed Cats Don't Dance and The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh.
Prior to that, he was a top-notch effects animator. So he had done, I don't know his credentials, but I know he did some work with the Brave Little Toaster, but he didn't want to move to Taiwan. It was developed at Disney, and then they said, they were having a lot of upheavals at the time, changing in management. I think that was when the sort of Don Bluth crew was kind of warring against maybe the Ron and John teams. And so, for whatever reason, Brave Little Toaster wasn't seen as a strong enough prospect. And so they abandoned it. But the people who were involved, Jerry Reese and Joe Raft, other people who were at Disney, they really believed in it. And so they got involved with this other company. Well, I guess it must have been somehow connected with Disney. It was called Hyperion, which is named after the street Disney had his studio on. So anyway, it's kind of a long-winded story, but they just did. Mark Dindal didn't want to move to Taiwan. They had to do the production in Taiwan. They said, okay, we can't afford to use all American talent. We're going to do a lot of the production work in Taiwan at this studio called Cuckoo's Nest that was set up by James Wong. And that was set up to do Hanna-Barbera cartoons. At the time they were working on the Snorks. So they said, look, but we want to have an American crew. We want to have American animators and supervisors, and they wanted me to be in charge of effects and also operate the camera. And I had never worked on a production. I had no connection with Disney. So I was the only one of the Americans on the crew who didn't go to Cal Arts. So a little bit of an outsider, but luckily Joe Raft was there, and he's such a generous guy that he just made me feel welcome. And really everybody there, I don't think they did it consciously. I think it was more me feeling like an outsider because I didn't go to Cal Arts. But everybody there was just really nice. Jerry Reese and Rebecca Reese, Jerry who directed, really great guys. Randy Cartwright, who became famous for doing the carpet in Aladdin, he was there. He was very generous. He had a lot of animation wisdom. He knew a lot of tricks.
Could you tell me a bit about? Could you tell me a bit about what it means to be an effects animator?
Yeah, it actually was more like supervising the effects photography, which is figuring out if you want to put a fog filter on something, if you're going to do something like a lighting effect, overexpose it, and various things. I mean, there's one scene where a car drives through. I think there's a fantasy scene where Blanket thinks he's seeing the master, and a car drives through and shatters the dream, and there's a kind of like a wipe. And so I figured out how to do that. And I had done that with my own films. Jerry had seen one of my personal films that had some effects in it, and I had done it, in 16 millimeter. And he kind of figured out, well, if you can do that, you could probably deal with the stuff, the equipment that they have in Taiwan, which is not quite up to the standards of American studios. So effects animation is generally called anything that's not character animation, which is water and the wind and leaves blowing and anything that's not character. But I didn't actually put pencil to paper very much at all. I remember animating some shadows on a couple scenes, but mostly I was just working out exposures and plotting camera moves.
Interesting.
So even though my title on that was scene planner. So I did a lot of just figuring out the camera moves.
How different is it working a camera for that sort of thing compared to a live action film?
Well, I other than these sort of personal films, I've never been involved with a real live action film, so I wouldn't be one to say. I mean, obviously, animation is quite different because you don't have crew, you don't have light. We have a light to shoot the animation, but the labor-intensive part comes in the drawing, and I'm probably aware now that animation is in production, whereas live action is virtually shut down. So they are able to act. I think because of the technology, like the technology we're using right now for this call, this podcast, because I'm on my cell phone, but the technology, the speakers and stuff. I mean, I guess when they're doing that, they'll send some professional recording equipment to a voice talent's home, but you're not in a studio. So yeah, they're very different. I mean, there are obviously similarities. And you write a script and you try to do a 3-act structure for a feature film. But yeah, the actual production is pretty different.